Yeah, the international break climaxed towards the close of the week, and we are back with the European League action. Important to note, the main fixture we'll be looking at will be Man City taking on Arsenal. This will be a clash of the guys at the top, the table toppers. That is Arsenal leading the Premier League with a point, and then Man City being in number three with that 64 to 63 points respectively. Well, student versus teacher in Pep Guardiola versus Mikel Arteta is what we'll be talking about. Welcome to yet another episode of Mr. Vamos Dissect. Your host, as usual, Mr. Vamos, the Mutagwenda, the Duncan guy. And for those of you that are new on the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to share, like, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Here we talk about anything to do with football, dissection, matchups, and the likes. So without further ado, let's kick the business. Well, when you're to look into the statistics of this game, by this time last season, game week 30, Arsenal was on top of the table and it was ahead of Man City by 8 points, with Man City having a game in hand. Well, the difference is right now, we're game week 30, 2024, Arsenal is ahead of Man City by a point. And if we're looking into the statistics and how the games have been moving, well, Arsenal has racked up an impressive number of wins in the year. They've not lost a game this year. And, well, the only game they've lost was the game that they lost in the Champions League. Well, when it comes to the English Premier League, it's a different story. Impressively, they've racked up a number of 17 goals in their last 3 away games, which is a rather good start for them. It's not a usual thing to see in the Premier League for a team to belittle all the teams that they're playing against. So kudos to Mikel Arteta and the brand and the team of boys that he is grooming at Arsenal. Well, in this fixture doesn't come at a good time for Pep Guardiola because, of course, the mind games and the theatrics have started again. Well, ESPN confirmed that Man City has gotten a new 6 injuries inside there. There's an Erling Haaland, there's a Bernardo Silva, there is a Manuel Akanji, there's a Ruben Diaz. Well, in my thinking, this looks like it's mind games from Pep Guardiola. This is a thing that he usually does every once in a while when he's going to play a big opposition. In Arsenal, they've also gotten a few injuries, and there I'm yet to find out if that's also theatrics. That Martinelli has been out for a while. Bukayo Saka left the England camp early. They said he had an injury inside there. Gabriel Mahalenge is with an injury as well. So those are 3 injuries against a number of injuries for Pep Guardiola. Well, we'll wait to see what the coaches actually feel on the match day. But this will be an interesting match to watch. Well, when you look into the game, this is going to be a game which has had the best, I think, CDMs in the Premier League. Well, the matchup of Rodri against Declan Rice, who for me might be the best CDM in the Premier League right now, is not something that we should sit on. I think these two players will dictate the tempo in the game from either side. Well, these two players have played at least, Rodri has played 26 games and Declan Rice has played 28 games. That's at least half of all the games of Arsenal have been played by Declan Rice. Inside there, in the games that they've all played, they all have 6 goals in there. And of course, Rodri has completed more passes than Declan Rice because Man City is a team that likes to pass the ball. In terms of tackling, Rodri edges it against Declan Rice. But I think this Arsenal team is revolving on the play and build-up of Declan Rice because he's been rock solid inside there. That's in receiving the ball and distributing the ball to the players in front of him. And of course, he's been racking in a good number of goals inside there. They'll be boosted, however, by the return of Thomas Partey. I think he's still regaining match fitness. He was given a round of applause the last time out when he got a few minutes inside there. He's been out for a long period of time. But I think this game will also come down to the midfield battle inside there. We'll yet to see who Mikel Arteta fields and who Pep Guardiola fields. But when you're to get the trios in Arsenal, I think the best midfield that they will have in such a tie would maybe be a Jorginho, Declan Rice, and Odegaard, of course, to look for the passes and know that. For Man City, as long as Rodri is seated inside there, you might have to partner him with a Bernardo Silva and a Phil Foden, who is actually on form. And then when you come to the striking department, well, of course, Mr. Reliable, Erling Haaland will always be there to rack up the goals for you. But, well, Erling Haaland is not the striker that is going to cause you headache if he does not have the ball. And in Arsenal, they have, I think, the best defensive partnership in the Premier League. That is William Saliba and Gabriel Mahalenges. Just like we said, Gabriel Mahalenges might be facing a late fitness test. And, well, just like last season when Arsenal bottled it, it happened that their best central defender, William Saliba, was injured. And, of course, they had to bring in Rob Holding inside there who couldn't cope with the pressure. I hope that doesn't come back to haunt them, because losing Mahalenges might also be a bad thing for them, because when center partnership has been established and they've been working together, it's really hard for them to be beaten. And of course, in the first leg where Arsenal beat Man City, William Saliba and Mahalenges managed to take out Erling Haaland, and without the ball at Erling Haaland's feet, he might be as toothless as they come. Well, Kevin De Bruyne is still out. He relapsed in injury recovery. He now got a muscle injury, so there will not be a lot of passing and balls coming to him. But, well, something tells me inside my guts, I feel that Pep Guardiola might be trying to use Oscar Bob as an X factor in this game, because, of course, he's coming back from the international break. He had a few kicks with no way inside there, and he actually had a good number of displays in there. He actually scored a brilliant goal that was watched by one of his compatriots, Erling Haaland, and I think he will have a lot to play inside here. Well, Ben White actually refused the call up from England, as he promised, and wants to focus on the Arsenal duty. He'll have a big mountain to climb against Jeremy Doku, who is not having a good season in regards to delivering, but he's someone that's going to keep you on your toes for probably all the minutes that he's going to have on the pitch. So it's also going to be an impressive battle for you guys to watch, Jeremy Doku versus Ben White. In the goalkeeping department, of course, David Raya is actually in good form. Ederson is, of course, backed by his defense. His defense never lets him leak goals inside there, but they'll be checking up on the fitness of Ruben Diaz inside there, because they said Manuel Akanji is out. So we'll yet to see who is going to be fielded in the midfield there. But this game comes down to who wants it more. Just like I said, when you check Pep Guardiola's last games against the top 5 oppositions, he hasn't won a game inside there. He's been beaten by Arsenal. He's been beaten by Aston Villa. He drew at Spurs 3-3. And then he drew at Liverpool. That's 2 times, 1-1. So he's actually not been racking up the points against the top opposition this season. But this is a penultimate time in the season. We're left with 8 game weeks, and both of these teams are pushing European glory. So this is going to come down to the squad depth in the team. Of course, for a team that has a lot of squad depth, you're going to play a few players, rest them a bit, prepare for other competitions. And as you guys know, we're going to have games this weekend, and then we'll have games during the midweek. After the midweek, of course, Arsenal takes on Luton, and then Man City will take on Aston Villa, and Aston Villa that beat them the last time out. So it will be a tricky one for both sides of the table. And all these games are going to be crucial for these guys as they continue their push to win the silverware. That's in the Premier League. But if it were up to me and I'm looking for a winner in this clash, I think Man City takes this one away for me. The reason why I give Man City this one is because when you're looking into the home form, when Man City versus Arsenal at the Etihad, in the last 10 years, Arsenal has beaten Man City twice at the Etihad. The last time out was in the Community Shield, where they managed to beat Arsenal inside there, and then the time before that one was in 2015. So which means Pep Guardiola and the Man City side have been rock solid at the Etihad. And a time like this where, of course, just like we remember the last season, this was the time when Arsenal began not to pick in the results. It will come down to the guts and character. Important to note that Bukayo Saka also moved out of the England Cup, and he has an injury. He'll be facing a late fitness test. So I don't really know who Arsenal brings in to replace Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. Trossard on the left wing might be a good resource for you, but Trossard is normally good off the bench. And then on the right wing, I don't really know who they'll deploy. But of course, Arsenal will be happy with the deliverance from Kai Havertz recently. He's actually been bagging in goals for them, and he's actually gotten a few match winners for them in recent times. So that will be something interesting for you to watch. But just like I said, my prediction for you would be a narrow Man City win for you. Well, that will be the main fixture that we'll be giving you guys, but we'll be having other action. Man United takes on Brentford. That's 11 p.m. Saturday. Well, of course, everyone is talking Kobe Mino this, Kobe Mino that. The problem with English media is they probably want to put the player outside there and make him forget that he's supposed to play ball. But he's actually a baller. He was privileged to play with one of the best CDMs in the league, Declan Rice, against in the England friendlies, and he was actually shining because he had a lot of liberty to play with the ball. But well, Kobe Mino plays again against Brentford, and Man United boasted by the return of Rasmus Højlund, who he's been recovering his form again ever since he got the injury and missed a number of games. I'll most definitely give Man United a win inside here because Brentford has lost its past 5 games. Chelsea takes on Burnley. Burnley picked up its maybe second win of the season last time out, but I think Chelsea sweeps these ones away. Most definitely give you guys a Cole Palmer goal inside there. When you get into Spain, there's Real Madrid taking on Atletico Bilbao. Bilbao is one of the most improved side in the Spanish La Liga. I'll give Real Madrid a win on this one because Bilbao has actually racked up very many points at home. And then, of course, Madrid is not a side that you want to face when you're racking up very good results. So I'll give you guys a Madrid win side here because Bilbao has actually cemented its wins at home, and this will be a tricky test for them away. In Germany, when you get into the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich takes on Dortmund. That will be an interesting game to watch because both of these sides are now pushing European glory in the Champions League. But then Bayern has actually picked a lot of form recently. They've been racking in very many goals inside there. So I think Bayern, for me, takes this fixture away. They will overwhelm the Dortmund guys. I think that will be at least Bayern Munich at 2.5 for you. Well, this will be some of the games I'll give you guys in this week's episode. For the other games, I think Leverkusen will most definitely give you guys a sure win for you because they're still 10 points ahead of Bayern Munich, and I don't see them losing this trophy for me. So they'll most definitely keep you guys inside there. The games in the Italian Serie A, we have very big games inside there. AC Milan, Lazio, Napoli, those will be both teams to score for you guys in those ones. Well, that will be some of the football and action we'll give you guys. I'd like to shout out to my guys. I would like to shout out to Gia Consult. This is an environmental consultancy firm that's dealing with the conservation of the environment, that's looking into research in the environment, pollution, and the likes. You'll most definitely get their details in the bio. The advert will be running down. Shout out to Luminum Investments. These guys are helping with the ease of getting money that's financing businesses and maybe giving you money that's going to help you to do right in society, and also services to do with accommodation and all that. And then I'll probably give a shout out to Teleka UG, that's helping you guys to save your money with some nice looking saving tins. We call them saving tins. For most of you guys that like to eat Pringles, it's just think about Pringles and then Pringles becoming a savings tin that is actually custom made for you to maybe keep your money and maybe check at the end of the year. Maybe you can go on a tour to a different country. You will also see their numbers in the bio. Shout outs to Link Medical Center. My guy Joshman is running a clinic down in Chanja. You can get yourselves checked for anything, any disease that you want to get checked at. You can check his numbers on the screen. They'll most definitely help you with wellness and body checkups. Shout outs to my guy Chaino Eric, that's dealing into printing and all those services, changing toner. He's a mobile person. You'll check his numbers in the bio. And shout outs to everyone that is continuing to keep Mr. Vamos updated, that is continuing to share what they feel about football. Just in case you have any comments, anything you'd like to drop, anything you'd like to pass on the channel and everything, the numbers and the pages will be on the bio. They'll be down there for you guys to contact. For those of you who haven't subscribed, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please don't forget to give us the feedback. Let's continue in this journey in the football together. Vamos, peace and love. We go again.